Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to take another look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5G. It's 6 months old now. It's like a half a year birthday on this phone, and yeah, I think it holds up pretty well. If you've seen very many of my videos earlier, or I guess later this last year, the Z Flip 5G is my most favorite phone of 2020. It brings so many great things to the table, plus you get the great capability to flip it. To flip it open, to flip it closed, flip it open again, to flip it back closed. It's been a really fun phone, but not just fun, it has a lot of firepower under the hood. It's got a Snapdragon 865 Plus, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and it's got a beautiful AMOLED foldable display, 1080p plus resolution. So a lot of cool things here, and they did a lot of great things with this phone, and I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about how well it is held up, because if you're looking at this phone now, there's some pretty good deals out there. I mean, you can get it brand new for like $8.99 on Amazon right now. Now, today is like the 10th of February, so if you watch this next week or 3 months from now, the price might not be the same. But the price definitely has come down quite a bit. It's very much more affordable now, and you may find yourself seriously considering it, because yeah, $14.49, may not want to pay that for it, but if you can get one for $8.99 or get one Amazon renewed for even less than that, then I think it makes it really attractive for a lot of people, and maybe a new audience that's looking at it now in 2021. So before we get into all this, I do want to say, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take a look at the Z Flip 5G. So my Z Flip 5G actually has a pretty decent amount of mileage on it. I've been using it a lot because it was my most favorite phone of 2020. Even though I had technically better phones, I mean, I had like the Note 20 Ultra, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, this phone just drew me in, and I really liked it from the get-go with the original Z Flip, but I had a lot of concerns because I thought it was overpriced. I was worried about how well the hardware would hold up, and then I ended up getting a Z Flip used from somebody else a few months later, and I just fell in love with it. So this one was a no-brainer. I bought it, paid full price for it the day that it came out, and I've not regretted it since, unlike some other phones that I have gotten. This one, it's a lot of fun to use. So yes, there are a lot of other phones out there with the Snapdragon 865, 865 Plus, 855 Plus. There are some competitive things that technically might bring a little bit better hardware to the game. But when you take a look at the flexibility of the Z Flip and this extra element that other phones don't bring you, like a foldable AMOLED display, then that kind of takes things up a notch. I mean, who cares about 12 gigs of RAM versus 8? You're not going to use it anyway. The 865 Plus is, yes, it's in like the Note 20 Ultra, but it's also in here. And it brings significant horsepower to your experience. This phone is no slouch. It is super quick. It does a lot of great things. And on top of that, it's just fun to use. This is really fun to do. Now, over the 6 months that I've been using it, have I noticed any problems? The only thing I would say is the hinge has definitely gotten a lot looser, and I still don't have any problems with the different positions. Like, it will still stay very well in most angles. Now, if you get it like this close, then yeah, it'll go ahead and close. But that's not really a far cry from where it was when I first got it. So it does feel a little bit looser using it over time. I'm not worried about it. It's still definitely covered under your manufacturer's warranty. So if that goes out within the first year, get them to fix it. I did finally break down and take off the screen protector on the inside. I left it on for as long as possible, but after about 4.5 months, it got so dingy and it was just like disgusting. When I finally took it off, like, I regretted not making a video showing me taking that installed screen protector off because it was gross. But yes, so you've got this 6.7-inch AMOLED display that looks nice, it's crispy, and I don't really care that it's not Quad HD Plus because it helps save on the battery, which is, you need it in this phone. Me, I've never really gotten over about 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time. It is what it is. I really would prefer 6, but it's only got a 3,300 milliamp battery. I really hope that for the next one, they find a way to put a bigger, higher capacity battery in it, because 3,300 milliamps just is not enough with the horsepower that's under the hood. Snapdragon 865 Plus, 5G antenna, that's a recipe for gas guzzling all of your battery. So this may last you all day. It lasts me mostly all day. Like, it's enough to get me from 8 in the morning till 5, 6 in the afternoon. But by then I'm like limping in on a wing and a prayer trying to land on that aircraft carrier with no juice left. So you definitely have to plug it in the evening. This is not a 2-day phone. This is barely a kind of almost 1-day phone. So one thing that's interesting about this phone, and I never really cared for too much, you can actually use this little tiny screen on the front as a viewfinder. So you can use it when you're taking pictures so you can see yourself. And I mean, that's well and good and all, but it really needs a much more substantial display. And I've seen some of the leaks. I've seen some of the stuff on the rumors. It looks like we're going to get a larger screen on the front. It absolutely has to, especially if it's going to compete with the Razr. The Razr is kicking the Z Flip's butt in that department. Whereas you get the Samsung experience, you get One UI, you get flex mode that you can do all these things like watch YouTube. It'll split the display to where you get the video up top and then you get the comments and the description down the bottom. But the thing is nobody else really incorporated the flex mode stuff into their apps, so it's not really supported all that much. I don't really find that I use it all that much. I mean, I thought it would be cool to be able to prop this up like on my nightstand and then, you know, fire stuff up and you could watch it this way. And it actually does kind of work with the single firing speaker on the bottom because it's facing forward you when you're watching stuff. So that's neat, but I really wish it had stereo speakers. But then I wish that it didn't, because that would take up even more of the battery. But the one speaker on the bottom is very capable. You've got the actual physical fingerprint sensor on the side here, which is something I love so much, because prior to the S21 Ultra, I absolutely hated the under-the-screen fingerprint sensor. So the fact that they have this, plus they also have facial recognition with the front-facing selfie camera, you're good to go. I mean, it works. So you can unlock it and don't have any problems. The screen itself, I think, is nice and it holds up well. You do have the crease, of course, it's right there. Let me turn the screen off here. So you do have the crease, which is, I mean, it is noticeable, but as you use it on a day-to-day basis, it's not something that really bothers me. It probably won't bother you. It's just part of the phone, and it's there for a reason. It's not like it's just arbitrarily floating in the middle of the screen. It's so you can open and close your phone because you have a foldable OLED panel. It's great for gaming. It's great for watching videos. It's great for pretty much everything. The typing experience is nice. The dimensions on it are good. I like that it has a flat screen. Maybe one day we'll get a curved edge folding display. Maybe. I don't know. That might just be asking for a little bit too much. I probably wouldn't want that anyway. I'd probably end up messing up the sides of the phone. However, I feel like this one's held up well. I think that if you leave the factory screen protector on there as long as possible, it will help preserve your screen. And then once you decide to take it off, you can go have another one installed by Samsung, or you can buy one and put it on yourself, or you can go without one. I've opted to go without one because the phone, when I'm not using it, stays closed, so I'm not overly worried about it. There is a little bit of a gap in there though, so small pieces of debris or dust or whatever could foreseeably get underneath there. It does have the ultra-thin glass display, which is supposed to be slightly better than, you know, the previous iteration, or the previous iteration on the original Fold anyway. No stylus support, of course, no expandable SD card slot. Yeah, it does have wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, or wireless power share, whatever you want to call it. I would recommend never using that because you already don't have a lot of battery. I don't think you should probably do that unless you just need to top off your earbuds and use them for an hour or two to get home, or in an emergency situation, but not really recommended it on here. There's no IP67, IP68 dust and water resistance, and mainly that's because of the hinge. It's not something that they can seal up. So until they find a way to do that, you're not going to get that. And it's not rated for drops either. So I definitely recommend a case. I have this Rinky, I believe it's a Rinky Slim case, and I actually like this a lot. I've been using this one primarily for a couple of months. I also like the Samsung leather case. Those are two really, really good options. And yeah, overall, I like the phone a lot. It is a lot of fun. It's great being able to answer phone calls just by flipping the phone open. It's great being able to hang up phone calls by closing it. And it's just neat. And sometimes you'll just find yourself sitting there, opening it and closing it. I do recommend putting a case on it. As beautiful as the phone is, though, that hurts me because I don't want to. But it is kind of on the slippery side. And you're most prone to dropping it when you're trying to open it because it's very, very thin. And sometimes it's a little hard to grip onto the case. It's kind of difficult to grip onto the phone to open it up. So I do like having a case on here. So I'll demonstrate this now. This Rinky one pops right on there, stays on nice and easy. It's not an expensive case at all. It adds protection to your phone and it makes it so much easier to open and close. However, I do think that these cases, putting them on there does add weight. So I think that does wear out the hinge a little bit faster over time. I'm fairly certain that when they tested these, they tested them without cases. So if you are wearing your hinge out faster and you have a case on there, that might be why. Again, covered by the 1-year manufacturer warranty. I think the technology is sound enough. I had the original Fold, I had the original Z Flip. I had enough confidence in buying this that it would be okay. 6 months later, it is okay. So that's good, but I don't know where we're going to be at in a year or 12 months or 18 months or 24 months. But for 6 months, I think that it's held up well. If you want to get one, I think there are really good prices on them right now. You can even get the original Z Flip for like $600 brand new on Amazon right now. And that might honestly be a better deal. Yes, it has the 855 plus instead of the 865 plus, but you're not really missing out on much. You get better battery life, and there's no 5G. And it's about $300-400 cheaper if you go ahead and go that route on Amazon, and you get 99% of the same experience. Now, I do love this beautiful Mystic Gray color. It's my favorite of the Mystic colors in 2020. So it looks absolutely stunning. I wish that they would have kept this around as an option for the newer phones, but I get it. They wanted to go to the new Phantom colors. Yeah, this is a great phone. It's a great conversation starter. It's really cool. It looks fancy. It looks luxurious. It's made well. And it just offers something that a lot of other phones out there don't offer. And in a world of all these plain phones that look and feel and act the same way, that's extra points that you get there. Plus, there are some different things you can do with it. Heck, you can use it as a portable Xbox if you have your Xbox Ultimate Game Pass. Prop this sucker up on the dresser or the nightstand or on your lap, wherever. Attach your Bluetooth controller and fire it up and play some Xbox games because it's got the power to do it. Not the battery, but it's got the power to do it. So it's fun as a party trick and show your friends. But yeah, overall, I think they did a good job with it. I like it. I feel like it's held up well over the last 6 months. And these are just some of the things from my personal experience that I wanted to relay to you guys. As far as the new one, yes, it's going to be expensive, of course, when it comes out. So if you like this technology and you think this is good enough, it might be a good buy right now under the $1,000 price category. Surely when the new one comes out, it will drop more. The rumors are pointing to maybe a release in the next couple of months. Maybe not having to wait until August, which wouldn't surprise me. I really was disappointed as a tech refresh on this because they only brought it out a couple months after the Z Flip came out, and they just changed a couple of things and not really core experience, not really the battery. So it was kind of frustrating that they did that and then charged $14.49 for it after the first one was like $13.80. So yeah, I did have some heartburn about that, but I knew after I got my hands on the Z Flip, I absolutely wanted this one. I have not regretted it. I've really enjoyed it. And if this is something you're in the market for, I think you'll probably like it too. Accessories are not overly expensive. You can pick up one of these Rinky cases, relatively inexpensive, on Amazon, and that's not a plug for them. I'm just using it personally and I like it. So that's why I'm recommending that. I paid for this one myself, paid for the phone myself. So there's no sponsorship here, just me, and genuinely I like the phone. So that's all I've got. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has given you some information if you were looking to pick one up, or if you saw one on sale and thought maybe now is the time to strike since the price is much more reasonable now. I love the phone. I think that it's a fun experience. I think it's original in the smartphone market, even moving into 2021 now. And definitely I think it's worth the money at the reduced price that you can get it at now. So, and even $11.99 on Samsung's website. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I will get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.